Finally, I've managed to get my hands on a gaming laptop with NVIDIA's RTX 5070 laptop GPU in the studio. This is the MSI Crosshair 16HX, which is a very powerful 16-inch gaming laptop that I've been using for the past week as my daily driver. And boy, there are a lot of features that I love about it, and I'm here to talk about them in today's video. As usual, let's start off with a hardware tour. This is a very familiar MSI gaming laptop design that we have come to see on many models, but once you take a closer look, there are some quirks that MSI has done here to make this a unique looking laptop. Starting on the left palm rest area, you will see that there's a mecha cyberpunkish design that MSI has printed onto the chassis, and that extends to the left side of the keyboard as well. There's a very nice stripe texture on top that gives it a very rugged look, and this mecha design even extends to the lid of the laptop. You do see that there's this very nice design here that has a rainbow effect, and even the MSI Dragon badge here has the rainbow effect, which looks very, very nice. Now, this is a very nice 16-inch 16:10 aspect ratio display that pushes a 2560 by 1600 pixel resolution at 240 Hz. So this is going to be a really great display for those who play esports titles because it is super responsive. But what really surprised me is the accuracy of the colors and contrast of this display. This is an IPS-Level display as claimed by MSI spec sheet, but personally I feel that this is already a pretty good panel for doing color grading work and creative work because it supports 100% DCI-P3 color space. So yeah, you can definitely depend on this laptop for creative work if you want to do that. Now, this laptop's keyboard features a 4-zone RGB backlighting, and what's really special here is that MSI has made the WASD keys into transparent keys, and even the power button on the top here is also a transparent one. Now, this trackpad is not the biggest of all, but I love that it tracks very well. It is very precise to my text selections and all that, so kudos to MSI for doing that. Now, this laptop is not a slim device. It has some heft to it, but it's not too heavy for a 16-inch laptop. It weighs 2.5 kilograms, and based on its thickness, you gotta expect some amount of ports, right? So first of all, we get a USB 3.0A port on the right side, and coming over to the left side, we have one more USB-A port as well as a USB-C that supports Thunderbolt 4 transfer speeds. And coming over to the back here, which is my favorite part of the laptop because a lot of gaming laptops, especially those thick ones, they tend to have ports right on the side that affects your mouse movements whenever you connect a cable or something. So I love that those thick cables all goes through the back because you get an HDMI port, one USB 3.0A port, a gigabit LAN port. So this is a very nice design that I love on this laptop. The MSI Crosshair 16HX is powered by an Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX processor, and my review unit comes with 16GB of DDR5 RAM running at 5600 mega transfers per second and a terabyte of storage. RAM is fortunately upgradable as MSI offers 2 RAM slots in this machine, but what's really interesting here is that it has 2 M.2 NVMe slots with different PCIe speeds. One slot runs at PCIe Gen 5, the other runs at PCIe Gen 4, which is very interesting because you can choose whichever storage that you want to run your operating system or store your data, depending on the kind of speed that you want. But to be honest, both NVMe slots are fast enough in loading and all that. So to be honest, I don't really realize a difference if I happen to store data in a PCIe Gen 5 drive. So yeah, it's up to you. You get 2 NVMe slots to choose from with different speeds, which is good because it offers you that versatility. Now, let's talk about the gaming performance of this laptop because it is what I am most excited about when I was using this laptop for the past week. NVIDIA's RTX 5070 laptop GPU introduces several performance improvements and technological advancements over its predecessor. This includes the use of GDDR7 VRAM that offers higher memory bandwidth. It also has higher clock speeds than its predecessor, but most importantly, it is more power efficient than ever with a 4nm process, which is why it only requires a maximum 115 watts TDP to work as opposed to 130 to 140 watts previously. NVIDIA's Blackwell architecture also has technologies that greatly benefits gaming laptops like this, such as DLSS 4, multi-frame generation, and the upcoming NVIDIA Reflex 2 that greatly improves input latency. Now, instead of showing you synthetic benchmarks, let's do some real-world gaming right now. So the first game that we are going to start out is Doom: The Dark Ages, which is a very nice game that I purchased recently and have been enjoying on the MSI Crosshair 16HX. So let's check out the video settings here. So we're on the laptop's native resolution and we're on DLSS and balanced super resolution as well. Frame generation is turned off, which is why you're seeing that there's 64 frames per second, but most importantly, we are now running at ultra settings. This is not the highest settings, by the way. We still have Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, which unfortunately this laptop is not able to cut it, all right? So if we do without frame generation, this is how it's gonna look like. I'm just gonna play it for a bit, right? So we are still running well above 63 frames per second, which is good. Right, drop under 60 already. So get an idea on how the performance is, all right? It's actually really, really good. Now, what if we turn on frame generation? So let's head over to settings, 2 times, let's do that. Apply. Wow, look at that FPS increase. Wow, 90 over FPS. This is actually pretty crazy here. I do not notice any artifacts going on, which you will definitely realize that. And look at the frame time response times. It is still pretty good at 9.8 milliseconds. In fact, it is actually faster than before, and I am actually impressed. All right, so let's just, oh, sorry, I just jumped down without noticing. All right, we are at over 100 FPS already at ultra graphics setting. This is really incredible, guys. I'm loving the performance right here. So let's find out what happens when we turn off DLSS, shall we? So let's have TAA, and we are still remaining at ultra graphics setting. And here we go. Look at the FPS drop. It's 51 FPS. My God, it is still pretty playable. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it is a big difference here if you don't turn on DLSS. So yeah, this is the reason why I mentioned earlier that the Blackwell architecture really benefits gaming laptops, because gaming laptops don't usually have high graphics power like you see on gaming desktop GPUs, which is why it requires technologies like DLSS to upscale the resolution and all that in order to have smooth gaming performance. The next game that we are trying out is GTA 5 Enhanced, which has several graphic improvements over the legacy version. Look at this beautiful ray trace reflection. It looks absolutely stunning on this laptop. So the game is currently running at 2560 by 1600 at 240 Hz, which is the laptop's native resolution. And let's check out other graphic settings. So we are currently on very high RT settings. We have basically every ray tracing feature turned on, and we even have NVIDIA's DLSS turned on as well, which is the reason why you're getting such high frame rates. We are seeing about 90 FPS just now, and because NVIDIA's Reflex is also turned on as well, this is the reason why you're seeing such a low latency here. So let's just play the game for a bit to show you guys how well it plays. All right, no weird artifacts, shadows going on. Very smooth. Wow, we are hitting as high as 97 FPS, 98 already. Frame time latency is still looking good. Finally, let's finish off the gaming test with Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this game is really pushing the laptop to its limits because I can hear the cooling fans ramping up quite a bit as compared to 2 other games that we tested previously. So we are getting a pretty decent frame rate at 106 FPS with a nice latency of 8.8 milliseconds. Now it's slightly increasing, which is pretty okay. GPU and CPU temperatures are nicely under control, so you get 84 degrees Celsius on CPU and 81 degrees Celsius on the GPU. This is actually pretty good temperatures, all thanks to MSI Cooler Boost 5 cooling technology. Now, we're just going to check out the graphics setting for a bit before I knock into someone else. So we are running at the laptop's native resolution, and in terms of graphics, we are running at Ray Tracing Low, which is the recommended default settings by Cyberpunk 2077 with 2 times of frame generation turned on. And in ray tracing settings, we only have ray trace local shadows turned on without others turned on. So we could just enable a couple of them, because since we have over 100 FPS, it wouldn't kill to have a couple more turned on, right? So let's just hit escape. Oh, sorry. I have apparently hit someone. I need to escape. Oh my god, let's go. Oh. Alright. Alright, gotta say, I'm a pretty bad driver. Let's go, guys. Alright, so we still have over 100 FPS. This is pretty crazy. Not what I expected after I turned on that couple ray trace settings, which is why maybe I will need to restart the game to find out more. But yeah, it really wouldn't dip much further, all thanks to multi-frame generation and all that happening in the background. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 looks really great on the MSI Crosshair 16HX. Overall, the MSI Crosshair 16HX is a great value 16-inch gaming laptop that offers a good screen, performance, and versatility of ports that any creator and gamer will appreciate. This laptop starts at 7,599 ringgit for the RTX 5060 laptop GPU model, and the RTX 5070 laptop GPU model costs 8,599 ringgit. So if you're interested in getting one, definitely head on over to the links below or the product card right there. So that's all for my thoughts on the MSI Crosshair 16HX. Let me know what are your thoughts in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos coming right up, and I will see you in the next one.